For some projects, such as this granny square or even this hat, this ruffle hat here, you might need to start your crochet project in what's called the round, because you see that it begins in rounds rather than in rows. So you can, on this hat, you can see the center is made in a circle. And similarly, even though a granny square is a square and not a circle, it begins in the center as a circle. So that is when we are crocheting in the round. So what I'm going to do is show you two different ways that you can work in a round. One is by making a chain and then working your stitches into that chain. So you would chain 4 initially. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you would go back into, so we got our 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you would go back to that very first chain, okay, and you would stitch here, okay. Don't feel like you did anything wrong if it's too tight, okay. Don't. If it is too tight, you can use the hook to loosen up the stitch, okay. So here I have gone into that very first stitch and I'm going to do a slip stitch, pull through and pull through. And what happens is you make this ring. So you have essentially made a circle from a chain. I'll do it again. Okay. As always, you would make a slip knot here. Chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go back into that first stitch. The back bump of it is probably going to be the most, is going to be the easiest place to go in there. You see that? That makes me have 2 on the hook. Yarn over and pull through. This is a tiny piece of work right here, so don't feel any way about it being awkward, okay? So once you have this ring here, you now have this ring. So then the project is going to say chain however many up in order to achieve the stitch that you need. So I'm going to do a chain 3 and then stitch double crochets in here. So I would crochet 1, 2, 3, a chain of 3, which would count as a double crochet. Then you would continue and go into that center of the circle and then continue to create however many stitches, whether it's single or double or trebles, into the center, and you will end up with whatever number of stitches you need inside that round, okay. And this is going to go around and then you will continue. The other way you can work in the round is in a magic circle. That one is a little bit tricky, but I'm going to do it here anyway, okay. So you would essentially be making like a cinch to pull those chains really tightly. So for example, if you look at a this granny square, you can see a hole in the middle. You can see that hole in the middle. However, on this hat, you can't. It's closed. That's because I made this one with a magic circle and a granny square with a chain. Okay, so the magic circle allows for you to cinch that close, that whole close at the top of a project. You can't do that if you are creating a chain and then crocheting into that chain. You'll probably still see a visible space in there. So with the magic ring or magic circle, you would take this yarn around your fingers and do that again. It's a odd hole that you have to create here. You're essentially making a loop right here. You see this loop, and I'm holding on to it at the top because this is going to be my drawstring. Okay, and this is going to be very awkward at first. Please take all the practice time you need in order to get this right. Okay, then you are going to crochet into the circle as well as hold on to the work you have created. Okay, so let me go back again. You're going to wrap this yarn around, creating a loop. Okay, that's the loop. Adjust this so that you can create your hole. Of course, this is your source yarn over here. You need your tension, and you're going to keep that pinch on that loop that you made. Still got that loop. You got to hold this open in order to begin. So then I'm going to slip stitch into that loop. I'm still holding on. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. This is so I can create my double crochets. If my pattern says I need 12, I just made one with the chain. This is going to be my second one in the loop. And look, I still have to keep holding on. Eventually, you'll have enough stitches so that the cinch is going to hold on its own. So like right now, I have what, one with that chain 3, 2, 3, and you will continue to work into that circle until you have the desired number of stitches. So I'll go ahead and just do a few more so I can show you how to close this up. So let's say the pattern says you need 6. Turn it, the chain 3 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me do one more. 6. Okay. Now you're gonna close this up. And they call it a magic circle because you have created a a tool, a cinch right here, a drawstring. You close it right on up. Okay. You can close that right up, and then to make a circle, I go and start my next round by counting up to the top of that chain 3 and slip stitch. Okay. And look, you have a little teeny tiny circle and you cannot see the middle. However, on the edges, you can see your stitches here. Okay. So that was creating a, and it's for the next round, of course, you would chain up 3 and continue around, probably doubling here in order to take your 6 to 12 or so forth. So thank you for watching the working of the round using a chain of 4 and closing at the first stitch, and how to make a magic ring.